been far too long since we've had a tube of Quench Bear lip balm, so it's time I make another batch.
Yeah.
It's that time of year, my lips are getting a little bit chapped.
I formulated a new lip balm recipe, and that's what Kale's going to be making today, because we're also testing out different recipes for when relaunch. This lip balm recipe is really different from the one I used to sell and got really great reviews on. And while I could have tweaked that existing recipe, I decided to do a complete overhaul and try a completely different approach. The wax you saw earlier is Candelilla wax, which is a vegetable wax. I really like this wax for lip balms as it comes in this really thin, flaky form, making it really easy and quick to melt down. This lip balm recipe also has cetyl alcohol in it. My other formula used stearic acid, and cetyl alcohol is similar, but it feels much silkier in products than stearic acid. I'm doing something new and using meadow foam oil in the lip balm. Meadow foam oil is very similar to jojoba oil in how it feels and its properties, but it lasts much longer. I also decided to use kapuasu butter rather than cocoa butter. It's much softer and actually known to retain moisture on the skin, which is an important quality in a lip balm. Last, we have castor oil, which I've tried in a lip balm recipe before, but I used way too much, and it's dialed down a lot in this recipe. It's here to keep lips moist and cushiony.
So here are all the ingredients ready. All we have to do now is put this in a water bath and have it melt down.
I usually use these white glossy for laser labels, and these are 2" by 2", and they fit this jar pretty nicely, but I just ran out. And the last sheet of stickers that I had jammed in the printer and I don't have any more sheets, so I have to put in an order for those. But that might be a blessing in disguise because these were slightly too short for these jars. And it might be time to get a label that fits a little bit better.
Yeah, it's probably time.
Yeah. So Kale's adding the flavoring now. To fit with the haunted wood theme of the month of October, this lip balm is going to be called Boo Berry. So that's just, like a ghost lip balm, I guess. And the flavor is going to be raspberry with a little bit of mint. So it's like a cooling raspberry. This is a new flavor we're trying out.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to do that. I was just going to do raspberry, but you wanted a little bit of peppermint.
We used to make a blueberry mint, and that was like in my top 3. Mm-hmm. So
I gave away a lot of my flavor oils to another soaper when we moved down south, and so we couldn't do blueberry, I'm sorry. But maybe we'll get more flavor oil down the line.
Yeah.
I just realized why blueberry would have been better, because boo and blue.
That's what I thought you originally were going for.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Okay, so I guess we will see you guys tomorrow. Hello, it is the next day, and Kale's lip balms are ready to be unmolded. He actually forgot to put it in the fridge, but that's okay. I think it will be fine. Lip balm will solidify on its own. One concern I might have, though, about letting it solidify slowly like this in room temperature is the possibility of graininess, which no one wants in a lip balm. To finish these lip balms, all you have to do is just put the cap on and then later the label. I haven't designed the label yet, which I will do and show you guys before this video is done. Don't worry. Because of the relaunch, I'm redesigning all of my labels and taking my time trying to decide what those labels will be, what they'll look like, the vibe that I'm trying to give. My Golden Bubble patrons who have been receiving product gifts from me for the past, ever since I moved here in Washington, have probably seen a wide variety of designs. And I've been getting feedback from them and tweaking things along the way. And this is a luxury that I did not have when I lived in Calgary or in Midland, I always felt like I needed to just make decisions fast and execute them even faster. So I've just been relishing the time. And I know this is a luxury not a lot of people have. Like I mentioned, the first 6 years I was open for business, I did not have the time, but I'm really glad that I have it now. A lot of people want success right away when they launch their soap business, and they see a lot of people blow up very quickly and struggle to catch up with all of their orders. But I'm telling you, that's not something to envy. If you start getting a lot of customers before you're ready for it, before your brand is even fully formed, before you even know what you want your company to be, it can feel like a trap, and it can feel really, really stressful. It's also hard to know whether or not that success is going to continue the longer you stay in business. And it sucks because you have to plan ahead and put money into growing the business to meet the demand, but you're also risking that income because you don't know if those orders are going to continue at that volume. I have a little tester tube here, which I will do for myself. And sometimes if the edge is looking a little sloppy, I'll clean off the edges into a container, which I will melt down and pour into my little tester tube. I haven't put that order into Online Labels for new labels because I think I'm going to try to use what I have. And I have labels that are long enough for the jar. They're just a little bit wider than what I'm used to. So I've redesigned that candle label, and I'm really anxious to see what it looks like. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to print those out. I'm excited to see the candle with these new size of labels because it's something that I've always wanted to do. I haven't because I was just using up the small 2x2 labels. So that's exciting, and I'm excited to share the results with you guys. 14, 16, 18, 19. We're able to get 19 lip balms and one small tester for myself. So I think that's enough for all of my Golden Bulb patrons. So that's good, but if we need more, I'll just make more. Lip balms are one of those super easy products to make. It's simple to just dive right in. If you want to start to formulate your own lip balm recipe, a pretty safe ratio is 30% wax with 30% butter and 30% soft oil, and then whatever extras you want to throw in there. If you want your lip balm to be harder and waxier, add more wax. If you want it to be more buttery, add more butter. If you want it to be a little softer and hydrating, then add more oil. Another thing about lip balm is you want to wait a few days before you try it because it's currently settling into its texture and it could take a while before it gets there. So if you're trying it and you're thinking, oh, it's too soft, then you might have tried it too early, because if you had let it sit for a couple more days, it might have hardened up a little bit. So give lip balm at least 2 days to settle into their final state and then give them a try. And that's what I'm going to do with these guys, which will give me time to design their labels. But now I'm gonna go ahead and print out those new candle labels and see what they look like. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Why am I nervous? That's a weird thing to be nervous about. So here are the labels that I have, and unlike the labels that I was using for my candles, these are clear, whereas the old ones were white, and the old ones were size 2x2. These are 2.5 inches high and 3.75 inches long, which is the perfect height. But when it comes to the actual width of the sticker, it's pretty wide. It'll cover pretty much the entire face of the candle. And look at that nice blush pink color. You see we've got some weird spots here and some separation. Soy wax is kind of finicky like that. But what I found is these are issues that only candle makers really fuss about. They don't really affect the performance of the candle. It's pretty aesthetic. At least I have never received negative feedback because I have a little bit of separation over here. All right, let's go print out these labels. So here are how those labels turned out. And I think they look pretty good. Just remove the sticker. You can see that they are see-through. I don't know if it's coming through on camera. There is just the faintest, like a ghost image of strawberries over here. I'm trying out some toadstools on this side. And someone suggested really helpfully to try a shadow behind the words so that they pop more. I think it looks good. I might need to do something more to make the name of the candle pop a little bit better. I wonder if it's a white candle, if this stuff will pop more, but because it's a pink candle, it's not coming through as strongly, but I like how it looks. I definitely think it fits the candle better than that smaller 2x2 inch label. So you can see how much more the writing pops if the background is white. So I think if the candle were white, it would definitely pop more. So I have to take into account the coloring of the candle when designing my labels. For those curious, I'm using online labels, and a link for the exact size and type of labels can be found down below. The difficulty with these longer labels is trying to get them straight. Once they're on there, they look pretty good. Hey guys, we are back the next day, and I printed out my lip balm label design, which looks like this. And I really like how it came out. I decided instead of calling it blueberry, it didn't make sense after a while the more I thought about it, because kind of implies that the flavor is blueberry. I changed the name to Ghostly Kiss Raspberry Mint. The Ghostly Kiss part of it was inspired by the movie Casper with Christina Ricci. I was watching it last night because Kale was a little late getting home. He had some errands to run. He had to get his hair cut. And I was watching that movie. I've seen it maybe a dozen times. And that one scene where he's walking down the staircase and he's a human now. Oh my gosh. Just so many amazing memories of that movie. I love that movie. Anyways, that whole relationship that he had with Christina Ricci's character between Casper and Kat, and they had a little bit of a kiss there. That's what inspired that little long-winded story time there. Been playing around with the different gradients and shapes and all of that. I think this is my tester tube. I'm just gonna put that aside for now. To label these, it's so easy. You just take your tube, and these labels from online labels come with a little seal tab so that your customer knows that no one has opened or tampered with their lip balm. I just lined that up with a cap, like so, and then I press the top down first because it might cut off the ingredients, which I have down below, and then I just fold it over. And that's what that looks like. I really like the faint images of the flavor elements or scent elements in the background, and I think I'm going to keep that up with my other labels. This type of labeling is definitely different from what I used to do in the past, the very minimalistic look. And that type of branding and labeling is definitely the way you should go if you're... Oh no, I pressed down the wrong side first. It's definitely the way to go if you're trying to attract a certain kind of customer, but I think the kind of customer that I want to attract is not looking for plain soaps and plain products. I'm leaning more and more into fun colors and branding. Okay, this down first before the bottom. I think it's more me, and I think it speaks more to the types of products that I'm putting out there. And if you're wondering how I make my labels, I use Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and I use Canva a bunch. Canva is really, really helpful for those design elements that I wouldn't otherwise be able to draw because I'm not an excellent artist when it comes to drawing things. So I turn to Canva for that. But mainly the software that I use is Illustrator, and it's not user-friendly. Let me tell you that. If you want to learn how to use Illustrator, there is a huge learning curve. But like with anything, once you get used to it, once you do certain functions over and over again, even though they're not intuitive at the beginning, then it becomes natural. I'm a fan of learning things slowly over time. So here are the lip balms, and I think that they look excellent. I really like the fun, colorful design. I'm definitely going to be leaning into colors with all of my labels moving forward. I'm I'm so excited about that. For my tester, I'm gonna actually bring this up with Kale so that he can test it with me. It smells so good. I'm excited to see what he thinks of it. Kale is making something delicious.
This is slow cooker stroganoff.
There goes the meat. I've been craving stroganoff for so long.
Yeah,
I'm
you've
so
been
excited.
requesting it like every other day.
Yeah.
For a month.
I can't wait to have it for dinner. Yum. I finished off the lip balms. Do you want to try them?
Yeah. Let's try it out.
Here are the labels.
Oh, cool. I like the color label.
Yeah, do you think it fits
Yeah.
the flavor and the theme?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's themed with this time of the month.
Yep.
Are any of these open at all? Or am I gonna?
No, we're trying them for the first time. Kayla and I are gonna try these lip balms out.
Oh, you haven't tried either?
No,
Ooh.
this is the like a taste test
Okay.
of the lip balm.
Good snappage.
Smells good. Oh, cheers.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. The flavor's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Flavor's
The
really
raspberry
good.
flavor is good. Yep. I almost think there could be a little more mint though.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little bit more mint aftertaste.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out the different ratios, and I said 50-50, and you're like, oh no, like I want it to be a little bit more raspberry than mint. And so what do you think about the texture and application and everything?
It feels good, but I can't give the full assessment because I need like an hour or two to see if it like stays on.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
how it's stiff, and I like how it's waxy.
Yeah.
I think for the colder weather months coming up, that's going to be a really good thing
Yeah.
to keep our lips
Yeah.
moisturized.
And I also need some time to determine if it actually like cures the chappedness of my lips.
Yeah, and your lips actually don't look shiny at all. I think with my other recipe, the lips look really shiny after application, but yeah, yours look
Yeah.
pretty matte.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that's something that you're wanting to avoid, then yeah, there's that.
Yep. It's going in my pocket.
I love how these lip balms turned out. If you want to make a lip balm just like this one, you can. I have the recipe and steps on my Patreon, which is linked down below. Thank you to everyone who chooses to support me on there, and to everyone who watches my videos and leaves a thumbs up and comments and subscribes. You guys are awesome as well, and I appreciate you guys just as much. There are still some spooky projects coming up in the month of October, so if you want to catch them all, then don't forget to subscribe, and until the next video, keep smiling, keep being awesome, and I will see you in that next video. Bye guys.